Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Prescribed Fire and Smoke Briefing for Monday, April 27th, 2026. Basin fire activity is shown here with scattered prescribed fires throughout the geographic area shown in purple, and then our recent wildfires in red and yellow. We can see we had some larger fires last week. This fire in north central Utah was over 400 acres, with a few fires between 50 and 20 acres as well. Precipitation for the past 7 and 30 days is shown here. The observed amount for the past 7 days on the left, showing some decent precip across Idaho into western Wyoming and across central Nevada. This does include the precip from yesterday, which would have showed more in place across especially northern Utah. Percent of normal for the past 30 days is still showing above normal, that above normal trend across western Idaho from some recent, or at least a few weeks ago now at this point, heavy precipitation in that area. Keeping a close eye there for potential grass crop or more grass coming out of that precipitation. Otherwise, further south, it's been a dry April, drier than normal. Even though we have had some decent storms, April is generally a pretty wet month for us, so we're still below normal across much of central and southern Utah and parts of Nevada as well. Snow for the past 72 hours shown here on the left, again showing the snow totals with that storm over Utah and central Nevada for the most part, up into western Wyoming and just clipping eastern Idaho as well. Snowpack hasn't changed much, however. We're still seeing our highest values across Idaho and Wyoming, even though they're still below normal for the time of year. Further south, the values are, of course, very low and have been all winter. Satellite for this morning is showing a band of precipitation still in place today across western or east central Nevada and up into northern Utah. We can see those storms visible on the radar here this morning as well as that low moves through. So again, our weather pattern for today, just showing that low pressure system continuing to make its way through the Great Basin, bringing that band of moisture across Utah and central Nevada. Ventilation rates are pretty decent across the area, a little bit lower right across that band of moisture. Transport winds for this afternoon are showing some increased values over southern Utah ahead of that low. And the mixing heights, again, are going to be pretty decent across the north and across the south, with just some lower values right along the front with the band of moisture. Precipitation for today shows increased or higher precipitation values expected across northern and central Utah and into eastern Nevada. We'll see some light precip across Idaho and western Wyoming as well. And maximum temperatures are on the cool side once again today, with highs mostly in the 50s. Tomorrow we will see some clearing across the Great Basin as the low moves off to the east. Ventilation rates are improving across much of the area. Some northerly winds will cause some higher gusts, mainly over parts of the southern Snake River Plain, western Wyoming, and northeast Utah. Otherwise, lighter winds to the south, and mixing heights are going to be pretty high tomorrow. Just some lingering precip over western Wyoming and far northeast Utah as the low exits the area. Otherwise, clearing across the region. Temperatures will gradually warm, with highs again mostly in the upper 50s to the low 60s. On Wednesday, a low develops off the southern California coast that will track eastward, mainly staying south of the Great Basin. But on Wednesday, we will see continued gradual warming across the area and generally dry conditions. Ventilation rates still looking pretty decent across much of the region. Light winds on Wednesday and generally higher mixing heights, with just some lower values over the central Idaho mountains. Not much is expected in the way of precipitation on Wednesday, maybe just some isolated showers here and there, maybe a better chance over western Wyoming. Minimum relative humidities are decent across the north, with some lower values across far southern Utah, southern Nevada, even into the single digits across far southern Nevada. The 3-day precipitation accumulations are shown here. Again, most of the precip is coming today across eastern Nevada and into northern and central Utah, and a little bit further north as well. The forecasted clearing index for Utah shows pretty decent values for the next couple of days, just some lower values right associated with that band of moisture along the front today. On Thursday, the low continues to track eastward across mainly the southwest. We could see some showers picking up over parts of eastern Utah on Thursday, otherwise generally clear, decent ventilation. And on Friday, high pressure starts to build into Southern California for generally clearing skies, warmer temperatures, maybe some lingering precip over far eastern Utah, otherwise clear across the area. Some pretty good ventilation values continuing. And then on Saturday, a low will begin to move into the Pacific Northwest, Northern California, may be bringing some precipitation into far western Idaho on Saturday, maybe far northern Nevada as well. Ventilation rates increasing. On Sunday, that low continues to hang around mostly northern Nevada and Northern California into Nevada, and we could see precipitation filling in across northern and western Nevada and Idaho on Sunday. Ventilation rates looking pretty good. Precipitation accumulations for days 4 and 5. This is Thursday through Saturday. Doesn't show a whole lot, maybe just a little bit of moisture, a little bit of precip over the higher elevations in Utah. And then day 6 and 7, this takes us Saturday into Sunday. Again, with that low moving into Northern California and Nevada, we will see an increase in precipitation there. And then the full 7 days is shown here. As far as snowfall goes, we're mostly just looking for snow out of today's band of moisture with that low pressure moving through mainly across central Nevada and into the northern Utah mountains. Western Wyoming and central Idaho could also see some snow there as well. Otherwise, after today, the snow really drops off. The extended forecast, May 4th through the 10th, puts above normal temperatures in place mainly across the Pacific Northwest, but we could see some influence of that here in the Great Basin. And above normal chances for precipitation continue across Utah and Nevada. That concludes today's briefing. Please check back on Wednesday for the latest updates.